The nest of the gray-chinned Minivet is placed on the branch of an ulmacia tree. The female just brought some nesting material home. She is trying to put the stems of crawling vines in the nest. Then she starts to fix the rims of the nest. The male comes back to continue the construction on their nest. He uses the same method to construct their nest. The gray-chinned Minivet has the folk name red Minivet, as males have red plumage, but not the female. They are yellowish. Spider webs were collected to patch the outer layer of the nest. Most of the nests of gray-chinned Minivets are decorated by using moss and spider webs. See, this nest is almost completed. The male is making the final repairs. He uses a lot of spider webs to strengthen the outer layer of the nest. Look, he desires the nest to be perfect. The female comes back to take turn. What a hard-working couple they are. The female laid eggs and hatched them. It's probably too hot. The nestlings poke their heads out for fresh air. No matter how hot it is, the parents come back to feed the babies frequently. After feeding, the male looks at the babies for a little while, then leaves. Fortunately, these leaves above the nest work as shelter, or the babies would bake in the sun. These lucky nestlings are under their parents' careful watch. We hope they will grow up safely and that they will fly happily with their parents in this forest. The male venacious rosefinch is feeding on seeds. It has bright scarlet plumage. It seems that it needs to eat all day long. On this day, it has met its partner. Look at her plain plumage. This will make her a good mother. The courtship begins. They play hide and seek in the grassland. After a while, they make their nest in a cypress tree. They have successfully hatched 2 baby birds. The female continuously sounds her alarm when she sees intruders coming nearby. She finally returns. Her plumage is the best camouflage. The male's bright colors make him more obvious in the nest. Five days later, the chicks have grown quite a lot. They are sound asleep in the nest. The male still prefers to enter the nest from the other side of the tree. The mother always acts carefully. Another 5 days have passed. In the world of birds, and female plumage is similar, they both share the equal jobs of caring for the offspring. Conversely, if there is sexual dimorphism, the one with the plainer plumage is in charge of rearing offspring by him or herself. However, even though the male venacious rosefinch has far brighter plumage, he still pitches in his share of the work. It's another peaceful day. After waking up, they do a bit of exercise in the nest. After the male has finished feeding the young, he picks up and disposes of the stools left by his offspring. The full-feathered babies were surprised. Besides eating, they can do nothing but sleep. And pass stools. Oh, they space out sometimes. Sometimes they play with the little things they find around the nest. At times, they seem to mimic their father and try to pick up stools. Oh no, it's stuck in its mouth. How about just eating it? Someone is here. The two nestmates hide themselves quickly. Now they are old enough to walk around in the nest. After a busy day, it's time to say goodnight. They are quite the early birds. Oh my goodness, almost fell out. Breakfast is not here yet, so it starts to nibble on whatever it can get. It's not very tasty. Finally, they leave the nest. They have been tricked into leaving by their mother. When they are gone, they leave droppings behind around the nest. Himalayan tree pies belong to the Corvidae family. The Corvidae family shares some common traits. They all have strong and powerful beaks, and they are all smart. This is a nest of the Himalayan tree pie. It is made of twigs. The tree pies feed their offspring in a special way. They store food in their beaks and crops. When they return to the nest, they spit it out. The male and female work together to rear their chicks. They pass food to feed. It is easier to cope with the hungry offspring this way. The parents care for their young very much. Even when they are not feeding, they stand beside the young. The offspring grow quickly. Very often, they stand together with the parents on the rim of the nest and look out. The parents seem to work hard feeding and raising the young. The offspring in this nest can never be fed enough. The babies have grown a little bigger. It's about time to leave the nest. Soon enough, they can fly freely in the woods with their parents. This is the nesting habitat of the Taiwan hill partridge. The nest is on the ground. Taiwan hill partridges are discreet, as are the locations of their nests. The female has come back. She seems edgy and wants to leave her nest. Her nest is under a pile of leaves. She is still hesitant about coming back to the nest. Let's try another way and exchange a CCD camera to record their behavior instead of the blind. There she is. Finally, we can have a good look at her. She has an olive brown back and gray belly. The red feet and white face are keys for identification in the field. When she is not moving, it's hard to spot where she is. Sometimes she just hides herself under a pile of leaves. After 23 days of incubation, these are her babies that have just hatched. The babies are in camouflaged plumage, just like their parents. At this moment, they are in a hurry to catch up with their mother. They follow their mother's calls and proceed. After the chicks leave, the eggshells are left behind in the nest.